So limits on superpowers can basically be described as a lack of knowledge or influence across either quantum mechanics or relativity. I mean, yeah, basically. The reason why I have this series of videos saying that there are only two superpowers is to kind of get at how each science leads to another. Like, there's this old saying, psychology is applied biology, biology is applied chemistry, chemistry is applied physics. And if you ask a mathematician, they'll say physics is just applied math. All of our scientific fields of study basically go from more abstracted to less abstracted. Like a cell in biology is made up of atoms and molecules which interact with each other, and atoms and molecules are made up of individual particles that interact with each other. The cell is biology, the atoms and molecules are chemistry, the particles are physics. When people write comics or anime or anything like that, they're not thinking of these things. This is basically a way to show how far back we have gone with science. Like, if you look at stuff and you say stuff is made out of atoms and atoms are made out of particles and so on and so forth, eventually you get down to quantum mechanics. But then if you go in the opposite direction and go to the really, really big, you get relativity. Relativity is the stuff that governs gravity and the way celestial bodies move and how light moves across our universe. And those two models very accurately describe the world around us. It's just that they don't play very well with each other. A lot of people in my previous videos said this is a boring way to look at superpowers, and I'm not saying that I necessarily look at all superpowers this way. My channel is basically about tying scientific concepts into the fiction that we know and love. But I'm thinking about superpowers as if I were looking at anything else in science, right? Like, if you look at a flower, then you could zoom in and see a cell, and then zoom in and see atoms, and zoom in and see particles, so on and so forth. I've already said this like 3 times. So I'm thinking to myself, if you're looking at the superhero that has the ability to control fire, right? And you zoom in, ask yourself what's happening. If they are somehow creating the molecules and atoms that create fuel that ignite out of nothing, that is, at its base, quantum mechanical. If you look at another superhero who is, I don't know, slowing down time in a bubble, if that space-time is curved and that's why it slows down, then that is relativistic. But the person with fire manipulation can't, do other sorts of quantum manipulation. Like, even though fire manipulation and, I don't know, water manipulation are both quantum mechanical in nature, I don't expect someone with fire manipulation, like a firebender from Avatar, to be able to bend water. Like, that doesn't make sense in terms of the story. Hell, I'm not even saying that they could. I'm just saying that they have the same scientific root. The same process, if you can imagine superpowers having a process, is happening. The fundamental particles and forces in our world are being changed, and that's quantum mechanics. And if the fabric of space-time is being changed, then that's relativity. And make no mistake, the only reason why these are the two superpowers is because we haven't found the grand unified theory yet. We haven't found the thing that ties quantum mechanics and relativity together. When we do, there will only be one superpower, with however many limits you want to put on it to create the exact superpower that you want.